Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess and femininity coach, the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, this lady here is kind of getting dragged over the internet because she took to the internet to tell people that she removed her BBL because her sit down wind was actually stinking. And like she says, it was stinking really bad. So I'm going to let this play so you can hear it.
So this is part 2 on why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part 1, I was telling y'all how my sit down ear was stinking real bad. And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume, because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, you know, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like, so this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do something.
Now, regardless of the rest of the story that she was about to tell, I don't think females understand what a BBL is. See, there were two different types. One was when artificial material was placed into you, like a silicone, like getting a breast job. And so they would have like these silicone, things or whatever. And they would, like an implant, and they would implant it into your butt. They would make it the size, quote unquote, that it needed to be. And they would do an operation and then they would place the implants inside of you. That was one kind of like butt job to get. But then the BBL that this woman is referring to and that most of the chicks are getting is a fat transfer, which is basically taking fat, usually from the abdomen and other parts of the body, the thighs and blah, 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 and putting them in the hips and the butt area in order to flatten the tummy area and the midsection area and make you have a bigger butt and, maybe like bigger hips and things of that nature. For the fat transfer, like both of them are really, and I've said this before, I'm not completely against all cosmetic surgery. I'm really not. Um, there's space for that. There's space for it. But I don't like the BBL specifically. And the reason why I don't like the BBL specifically is because of its high mortality rate and the fact that it's really just an unnecessary, even if you go get a tummy tuck, even if you go to get lipo, even if you go to do something other than that, the BBL is usually the most unnecessary part of it. Mainly because it's a butt and your butt is a muscle. It's the gluteus, the group of gluteus muscles, the gluteus maximus and the gluteus I want to say median, or whatever, that whole area, that can just be worked out in the gym. And you either gonna have a big old booty, or you gonna have a gym booty, or it might be a little small booty, whatever the case might be. The fat transfer BBL is the most dangerous of the two, more dangerous than like a silicone implant, because the silicone implant is a foreign material to the body, which, I don't really like, but it's not doing the same thing. It's inert. So it's not doing the same thing that the fat transfer. A lot of women went for the fat transfer because they mistakenly thought that, oh, it's a part of my body. I'm not going to put a foreign substance in my body, and we're just moving it around. But the problem is that once you cut or remove those fat cells, they start dying. It's a cellular necrosis. Okay? It's necrosis of the tissue. Necrosis means death. The tissue is dying. And when flesh and tissue dies, what does it do? It rots and it stinks. Okay? It rots and stinks. If you've ever smelled spoiled meat, spoiled chicken, it smell, all of the meat smell like that. Human beings, our flesh, if it starts to decay, become infected, it will stink just like that. It smells just like that. So when they get these BBLs, they're getting them from anywhere. And to be honest, it almost doesn't matter where you are going to get this procedure done. The procedure itself, whether it's professionally done or done by bootleg somebody in a hotel room, the tissue is going to die. Putting it in another part of your body doesn't stop that tissue from dying, because you removed it from its blood supply. You removed it. So it's not going to like reattach. It's now dead flesh. And you took something that was alive, took it out, it died as a result of being removed. There's nothing you can do to make the tissue stay alive. And then putting that same tissue in another body part it's still gonna rot. It's gonna rot. And then it's gonna stink. And that smell comes through your pores. That was a conversation maybe like a year or so ago, when people were talking about the BBL smell, and it would stink. That's why it stinks. See, it's not always just the woman don't wash herself. It's the procedure itself. It is rotting flesh that you're putting in your backside. Okay? And it can become infected. All of that. Infections stink, rotting flesh stinks, all of that stinks. And it comes together. You ever had somebody, or you yourself had a boil or a cyst, and then you pop that pus stinks. It stinks. Okay? This is the body's defense mechanism. This is basically your immune system. But the tissue is necrotic as soon as you remove it from the abdomen. As soon as you remove it from wherever your body part you're getting it from, it begins to die. And it's okay at the start because it's not rotted yet. But let it keep going. And then you're going to start getting this smell, and it's going to start coming through your pores. It's just going to start coming through. And like she said, just her clothes smelled like it. Her boyfriend that she had at the time, he couldn't take it. Because like, no, it's a rotting smell. It's horrible. It's horrible. To the point where she said she was embarrassed to go to public bathrooms and, things of that nature, because if you're the last one that was in here and I go back behind you and it stank like that, you stink. You stink. And I'm not going to be trying to piece together the medical reason why you stink. You just going to be stank. You just stink. You a stanky chick. She stank, y'all. That's what it's going to be. Okay. So I can see how maybe her reputation got, ruined. Like she had the reputation of the stanky girl. Like she stank. Like when she passed by, her pass by wind, it stank. Hopefully, this is the beginning of the end for the BBL craze. Okay. I don't know how many of y'all got to pass away from these janky procedures. I don't know how many of y'all got to get sick from the aftermath, infections and so on, it don't drain good, and all this other kind of stuff. And then later on, even if the procedure goes fine and you're not sick, now you got to deal with necrotic tissue. You don't even know why it stinks. So y'all are getting procedures done, elective cosmetic procedures done, and you don't even know what the procedure calls for or the basics, like the 101 of what this procedure is even supposed to do or what happens. And this is especially so when you don't go to certified physicians, where they can discuss the cons. Yeah, well, this tissue is necrotic, or whatever. They may or may not be telling you that. I don't know. And you certainly aren't asking those questions, because whether it's cosmetic surgery or not, it's still a medical procedure. You have to know the ins and outs before you get under anybody's knife like that. Like, I want to know the cons, like what's likely to happen to me, so that I can know whether or not I want to take this risk or not. But y'all so thirsty to have a big booty without the work of going into the gym and trying to get your body together. You want the quick fix real quick, that you're not concerned about what the problems could be. And you figure, even though you hear about issues, well, it's not going to be me. And it be you. It's definitely you. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.